All right, guys, welcome once again to another episode of Stock Market Review with Luwep Trading. Coach Lord is here. We're about to get into it. You guys already know. If you are here, make sure to smash the like button for me. Empower Path, as usual. I see you here. Thank you for being here, as usual, and commenting and giving me that engagement, which is something that we definitely need on the channel. So today we had a crazy day. What a bounce. What a bounce. Again, that bounce was great, but I still want you guys to be very careful. You're going to see as I go into it, those are expected. Specifically when you're heading into bear market, I'm not saying we are in a bear market right now, but heading into a bear market, we typically see some of the biggest bounce. If you're not sure, if you're not aware, remember during COVID, we had certain days where the market would pop so high. Now, getting that out of the way, why exactly did we have this pop? We had this pop because of just two headlines. I keep telling you guys, the market, we are in a headline-driven market. In the morning, we started rising up. Why? Because the administration, I believe specifically the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, said um, we were willing to negotiate a deal. We knew that already, but again, it is a good thing that the market is saying that the algos are happy, right? And then at some point, I believe there was it Axios or the AP that reported saying the Iranian president Pezeshkian says they are willing to start discussing cessation of hostilities, but he needs some guarantees. Now, does that mean by tomorrow we're gonna have a deal or anything like that? Not necessarily. This is why I'm telling you guys to still be careful. Reason why we know there's that war that's been going on between the Ukraine and Russia. Those guys have been negotiating for over 2 years. So just because both sides are negotiating does not mean this is going to stop. Is it going to stop? We hope so, but we don't know. But is that the only reason we had this pop? I don't think so. Yesterday, if you were here, I told you guys yesterday, when you look at where we were, the higher probability was a possible move up, even though it doesn't seem like it, because news can change anything, right? When you look on the downside, we were very close to the downward trend line, but we had a lot of room to go and touch the higher trend line, and we're going to get into that. But again, guys, before I get into everything, main thing I want to tell you, I just saw this news this afternoon, and if you did not see it, I want to remind you guys again. You guys must find a way to generate some income that does not rely on your job. I highly encourage that. Do something, whatever that something may be, just do it. I do not care. Find it. Find it. Don't say you don't have any time. That's excuses. Find the time. If you have to sleep 30 hours less, an hour less than you usually do it. Now, why am I saying that? Oracle, which just had record breaking profit, over $6 billion in profit, a 95% jump in operating revenue. 95% jump, $6 billion in profit. Guess what they did today? A bunch of people woke up today. 30,000 employees woke up this morning and received an email from Oracle that they no longer needed their services. How long are you guys going to sit on the sideline and let this thing possibly be you? How long? I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm trying to prepare you in case this happens. I'm not saying it's inevitable. I'm not saying it's going to happen to you specifically or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, if it does, in the worst case scenario that it does happen to you, I want you guys to be ready. I need you to already have your plan going. All right. I mean, and then, I'm not saying again it's an easy thing to do, but imagine those 30,000 people. Trust me. Yesterday, when they went to bed, they did not think it was going to be them today. There was no 2 weeks notice. There was nothing. It was all of a sudden. And this is what those companies do. If you go and research your company, almost every single company already filed paperwork So that way people don't know when it's going to happen. Every year they file paperwork for massive layoffs because they have to file those paperwork with the government whenever they doing a big layoffs. They have to give notification to the states. So the way they circumvent that every single year, they automatically file for these things. So if they need to use it, they use it. If they don't use it, they don't use it. But what it does not raise suspicion because they always have the option or the opportunity to just do that. That option is always there. All right. Now, that being said, it's time to get into it. It's time to get pumped and get into it. The market is giving opportunities. Again, on the way down, you wanna buy on red days. You wanna go short on green days. This is how the market works. Like I was telling you guys, if I wasn't already, I showed you guys yesterday where I was when I said, you know what, I have closed all my short positions. I told you guys that live yesterday. I have closed all my short positions. Right? I told you guys. Now, did I know this bump was? I didn't know, but the probability of that happening was rising as we kept on dropping. We obviously needed to do a bit of a pullback. We've been dropping for 3, 4 straight days. Now, that being said, before we get into it, guys, I want to remind you guys I am not your financial advisor. What I do here is for educational purposes. What I am doing, me, Coach Lud, is the pretty much reviewing the charts, translating that into what I believe the chart is telling me, and I'm letting you guys know how I'm executing. Nothing I say here is any suggestions for you guys to buy, hold, or sell. All right. If you want to trade in the market, remember that is something that carries a lot of risk, including loss of capital. So make sure you do your due diligence. If you do not know how to trade, make sure to contact a financial advisor. But what we do here in this channel, what we do here with our POP process is straight charts, no BS, no bull, no fluff, no emotions. It is straight charts. We're just translating what the chart is telling us. There's a story being told. We dissecting it and giving you guys the probabilities. Now, how you guys execute on that? That's completely on you. But then again, thank you guys for being here. Let's get right into it. We're gonna go right into it. We're going to start off with. Let me just have that pulled up right here. Boom. We are going to start off with the S&P 500. What a move that was in the S&P 500 today. We rose about 2.9%. 2.9%. What a move. What a move. Let me just clean up the chart a little bit. I have way too many things here on this chart. I do have one thing I'm going to keep on there. There you go. I just want to keep the 200-day moving average on here. All right, let me remove all of this. Let's try to make the chart a little cleaner so you guys can see what's going on. All right, perfect, 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 perfect. Now, this is where we were. We closed right on that support level, very near that trend line that I was talking to you guys about. This is on the daily, and you guys see what happened. Now, tomorrow, can we squeeze above? Because guess what? We are right at that trend line. Actually, I just need to get adjusted. We are getting very near that trend line. So can we keep squeezing up? We shall see if we can actually keep squeezing up. But this is where we were. That's where I said we can push all the way up there, and that's exactly what we did. Let me take a look at the MACD in the daily. Not much. We had some nice volume, which is good. So that means we had participations from the algos, institutions, and retail. All right, so that was broad participation today. Very broad participation. Let's take a look at the 4 hour time frame. What did we do in the 4 hour time frame? You guys can see that again. Now, would I buy this to continue to rise up tomorrow? It may rise tomorrow. It may go all the way through here. Am I going to tell you guys tomorrow like I bought this afternoon for right? No. If you don't buy this around those levels, for me this is a no buy zone. All right? This is a no buy. As a matter of fact, personally, what I would start doing here is start looking at my short position. See if I can start building something all the way through here. All right, but we have like a 9 point distance to still move, so that's still early. And again, if we, that's the 4 hour time frame, by the way, that's on the S&P 500. And if you look at the 4 hour time frame, we actually just coursing up. So I would just chill for now. I'm chilling. I'm not doing anything. I want to see how high we rise tomorrow. Can we go way up here? Can we go retest these levels? These are the levels I would want to see. Okay, do I want to take a short right at those levels? All right. Let's take a look at the 2 hour time frame. The 2 hour has coursed up. Now we need this to continue to get back into positive territory. If we're going to keep on rallying, do this pull back and continue to squeeze. All right. So this is what we are looking at right now. So the good news, when you look at this, the first thing I see, we do not have the possibility to say, hey, we're about to curl down tomorrow right away to make a lower high. We don't have that. So most likely tomorrow, especially in the morning, we might have a bit of a squeeze up in the morning. All right. So this is what we're currently looking at. Unless things change, we might. We might. Or we might just do this. But then again, it does not mean we're back going to all time. I already see it all over YouTube. All time high coming. All time high coming. Again, maybe it is. As of right now, you cannot just take one day and say all time high is coming. Guess what? We don't know what the bottom is. We do not know what the bottom is. All right. So we are curling up. That is good. Once again, we are curling up. Let's see what we can do here tomorrow. We want to check to see can we actually push off of this level, do a retest, and continue that move. This is what we will be looking at. That's the 2 hour time frame. The one thing I wanted to keep on. Let me just take one quick step back, guys. If you're looking at the 200-day moving average, this is what I'm saying. Don't start believing people telling you we all automatically we're going to make an all-time high. Nothing fundamentally has changed in the U.S. economy. More people are losing jobs. Things are getting more expensive. So inflation is rising. We're not getting interest rate cuts. Um, we're still dealing with a lot of shortages on a lot of different things. Oil, the war's not over. Although we have promises of things cooling down, but it is not over. So what I'm talking about on a macro level, the macroeconomics situation has not changed fundamentally. Nothing has changed. All right. So as of right now, I'm just looking at this as a bounce. We in a range. This is the support. These levels here is resistance and whatever. And this line here is the 200-day moving average. So we are still below the 200-day moving average. This is not an uptrend on the daily. All right. If we look at the 4 hours still, we are still way below the 200-day moving average. Remember, those moving averages are used almost as magnets. Whenever the stocks went too far, too hot, too far away from them, it will pull it back in. It will pull it back in. That's just how things go. If I could show you guys this, so you could see what I'm talking about. Look at that. Okay, let's say for example, see how far we went up here? It pulled it right back in. Again, every now and then you see, even when the market was up, every now and then it pulls it right back to the moving average. That's the way it does it. All right. Now let's take a look at that. If we want to take a quick reference point, this is what happened. Break, pull it, break. We retest the 200-day moving average, and that was the one that around the same time when people say things are going to one up. Look at that. we That's when we actually made a big drop. Now, again, I'm not saying exactly this is what's going to happen. I just want to show you guys until we have claimed the 200-day moving average back, it does not mean we are going to squeeze. We must take that back. By the way, guys, if you are here, please remember to smash the like button for me. Drop me an emoji, ask me your questions, get engaged with the content, engage with the channel, because this is what really helps the channel. Your engagement is how we get more reach. The algorithm is watching that. This is how this get pushed out to more people. If you really enjoy this content, I need you guys to like the live for me, like the live, share the live, comment, give me an emoji, give me a thumbs up, give me anything. All right. Um, that being said, going back to the 30 minutes, right? The 30 minutes is the only one. That's the good thing. The 30 minutes is actually now above the 200-day moving average. The 30 minutes has finally taken the 200-day moving average. This is what we are looking at. So we shall see how that plays out. This is the 30 minutes. You guys can see it. Now let's see what the MACD is doing in the 30 minutes. Now the MACD is way, way oversold, overbought in the 30 minutes, and we are getting very near resistance level. And it seems like it's getting ready, it's getting primed to actually curl down. Again, these are conditions that give us a bit of a drop. Now, if you guys take a quick look, excuse me, and see what happened here. So first of all, we had talked about that bullish divergence that was happening right there, possible bullish divergence. So we actually had that bullish divergence. But guess what? If you guys come here all the time, you watch the live, you should see exactly what we're looking at here. This is a left shoulder. This is the head, and this is the right shoulder. This is an inverted head and shoulder pattern. This is something I teach here. I go over with you guys every single time. I go over these things with you guys. Head and shoulder pattern, bearish, inverted head and shoulder pattern, a very, very bullish pattern. All right. Let me see real quick. Let's remove those. What I want you guys to start doing is make trading very, very simple. One of the easiest way to make trading simple is find a border. Candlestick pattern is great with that price action trading, but if you can spot patterns, specific patterns, if you can spot those or when they possibly forming and you can trade with trend lines, that will simplify your trading and make your life a lot easier. Especially if you day trade, this is a key. I feel like for day trading, this is a key. Like you must know how to do these type of things. Again, that is the S&P 500. Again, what are we looking at tomorrow? Just based off momentum, I can see us still squeezing a little higher tomorrow. Toward the end of the week, it might prove to be a little tougher toward the end of the week because it's not kind. The data we're supposed to receive on Thursday and Friday is not very kind to the market. And these are these are market movers. So that might throw cold water on the market. All right, so these are the things we need to be paying attention to. But then again, where we are now, I would not buy this to go up right now. We're already too far off the bottom. Too far off the bottom. Wait for your opportunity. Wait for a pullback. If you want to buy it to go up, I would wait for a pullback. This is the way I would do it. Personally, once we get up there, once we get up there, I'm not just gonna wait to see if we can squeeze up. I will be putting out short position. These are the levels I'm waiting for. Again, I'm not surprised we had this big pop. For those of you guys that trade live with, I was showing you guys how stocks like Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, you had so many Tesla, so many heavyweights that was hanging on by a thread, literally on their last structural support before they collapsed. So if we didn't get this pop, if that did not happen, we were about to really, really feel this. All right, we were going to feel this. Now let's go in the Qs real quick. The Qs went up about 3.39% today, so that's a big pop. Again, I told you guys about the Qs. You'll see exactly what it is. Once again, went to support. It's not complicated. Went to support. We bounce at support. We've been warning down nonstop. We bounce at support level, and this is what we're doing. We're heading toward resistance. There's a little room, so we'll see how that plays out with the bit of room that we do have. All right, but overall, the MACD in the daily is still in the negative territory, and all these things. The story has not changed. Again, the story has not changed. Another thing, I want you guys to be prepared for, just in case it happens. Again, we trade the charts. We trade the charts, but we must be aware of what's going on. So I believe you want just announced they said it is not fair game for them to hit um, uh, um, data centers for Microsoft, Alphabet, Nvidia, Palantir. I think there's a few of them in the Middle East. All right, I needed you guys to know this. All right, so there's an additional type of risk that those companies are dealing with. All right, I'm not saying they good or bad. You make your decision. If you want to buy into those things long term right now, you feel comfortable, kudos to you. Personally, I would not touch these things any right now until I can see there's a temping down, there's a calming down going on in the Middle East. So that way I feel better with those companies are not going to get affected. Because if they do get bumped, I mean that's a lot of money in data centers. Those data centers cost billions. All right. And if a company just automatically, it is not just the money invested to build a data center. Now think about all the servers or everything that's in there, all the technology that's in there that they just lost. All right. Think about how that would push them back. Anyway, just I wanted to give you guys this bit of information because these are things I feel like that are important for you guys to know. Again, I want to go real quick on the VIX. So the VIX dropped hard. The VIX dropped hard today. It dropped 17%. It was not quite 20%, it was 17%. What exactly do I say to you guys every single time the VIX dropped that much, more than 10%? So that means we have a what? That means we have an 85% probability of a reversal day over the next two trading days. 85%. That's just history. That's just based on history. It doesn't mean it's automatically going to happen. Again, it's not 100%, it's 85%, but I need you guys to know that. This is why when you have those big days, I see a lot of times people see a big day happen and say, "Oh my God, I'm gonna miss the move." So you jump in, and then guess what? The next day, maybe since it went up 19 today, let's say tomorrow it dropped 10, right? And now if it dropped 10 and you in options, you you hurting. So what do? You sell, and then the following day it pops. All right. When the market is hot like that, on one direction, wait for a pullback. You want to buy on red days. When the market is dropping, you buy on red days at support. Let me add at support level. Red days at support level. All right. We don't chase nothing over here. This is what we do. We don't chase anything. We find our levels and we sit back and let things come to us. This is what we do. All right. Um, Again, this is what the VIX is doing. Checking out the VIX in the 4 hour time frame, it actually lost this. It lost the trend line. I can just remove that trend line. This trend line is no longer valid. This has been invalidated. So this is done. Now we are back right inside of that range once again. All right. Now again, remember, I want you guys to keep on remembering the VIX can pop very, very fast. I'm going to update this trend line like so. Now, why did I draw this that way? I'm going to be nice and explain to you guys, excuse me, why I drew this that way. So I think this low, why I did not connect it this way. This low, this never actually closed here. It actually closed there. So on this move, the lowest we ever closed on this move was here. This is why I'm not using that. All right. This right here, I came to get it. That was the bottom of this move. So that means we possibly could be going here. We are near support level, but it looks dismal. Take a look at the 4 hour MACD. The 4 hour MACD pointing straight down. All right. Going on the 2 hour again. Now, this is why it's good to dig in when you are doing technical analysis. This is why you dig into certain charts and see exactly how things are going. All right. So what is the first thing you see? Remember I told you guys this is the 200-day moving average, right? Every single time it pulls to the 200-day moving average, what does it do? It popped every single time. This is exactly where we are again. As you guys can see here, we had this double top that was done right there, Hold on. We had this move, pull back, double top, and then we drop. All right, right at resistance level, right there. You can see the resistance is right here, and I'm just gonna add that so you guys can see that here. Let me just actually put it right there. Double tap at resistance level, we drop. But guess what? The 30 minutes, even though it looks dismal right now, no life, but guess where it is? It is almost near the 200-day moving average. Almost right at the 200-day moving average in the 2 hour time frame. That's the 2 hours, by the way. Now let's take a look at the 30 to see how we're doing. Now on the 30, we've already lost the 200-day moving average, but a lot can change overnight. A lot can change overnight. So we're just gonna have to see how things plays out. Again, probability tomorrow, I would say it's more of a 50-50. We might go up. I don't anticipate us making another move as that high unless we have other good news. That's the only thing that would make us pop as high, that high, but I just don't see it right now. One other thing I wanted to check again. Let's take a look at oil again. Oil dropped today, and I started using today as a means to start getting entries. Why did I started getting entries? So this is oil. You can see this actually started to pop. Went up red. This is where we are. Overnight, we are green in the overnight market, but this seems to be trying to reverse and making a bullish divergence in the MACD. So that would not surprise me one bit if we squeeze up. All right, that would not surprise me if we actually squeeze up. Take a look at USL, US crude oil. Oil is now at 127. Now we may not be feeling that right now. I can guarantee you within the next 2 to 3 weeks, oil is going to go higher. Oil will keep climbing. Let me see. I can just let you guys know right now. This is what I'm building a position on. Why am I building a position on ExxonMobil? Because I don't believe the oil crisis is over. Just because both countries came out and said they are willing to negotiate, they are willing to talk, it does not mean the hostilities or the war will be over tomorrow. It does not mean that, right? Because there's a lot that needs to be done, a lot of negotiation that needs to be done. Let's even say they let those oil tankers get through the Strait of Hormuz tomorrow. When exactly do they get here? All right, when do they get here? Because right now we already have a bit of a shortage. So certain countries already rationing oil, like Japan and India. I believe India just went to a 4-day work week and a 4-day school week. So they're already rationing oil already. And this is what I tell you guys: when things starting to warm up, you don't jump in when they want it up. You wait when they start doing pullbacks. This is how you get in. This is how you get your spot. You wanna buy on red days. You buy on red days. That's the best time for you to buy. All right. Let's go back right into the chart. This is ExxonMobil. You guys want to buy right on red days, and this is what I do. Red days, I'm shopping. I'm trying to see if I can get a spot of somewhere. Is there something that's at a support level and whatnot? All right. Let me see. I don't have any questions here. Again, if you are here, guys, come on, get those likes up for me. I'm seeing about 2 likes on the live. I see there's a few of you guys here, and I know for those of you guys show out. For those of you guys who watch on replay, you show out. You always like the videos. I do appreciate that. And you guys all always commented. I really, really appreciate that. Let me see. Take a quick look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually not really following the market. With the pop the market did, it seems to me every time the market dropped, Bitcoin dropped with the market. But today, Bitcoin did not really participate. If we're looking at what Bitcoin did, it did not really participate. With the pop we had in the market, Bitcoin should have been back to those levels, but it did not. Again, this is why I said, as of right now, to me, Bitcoin is dead money. As of right now, to me, it is dead money. I'm just staying away from it. I'm not touching it right now. That's dead money. All right. Let me see here. I think that's about all I have for you guys, man. That's about all I have for you guys right now. I appreciate you guys being here. I have to go meet with those guys in the community. If you guys are on the community, to good, that's the good news today. I wrapped up early. I know a lot of you guys complain that hey, I come here a little too late. Today we're wrapping up a little early. If you are interested in trading futures, I need to remind you guys that we do have well, I say we Apex does have a 90% off going on right now. When you go on Apex, this is what I need you to do. I know they have other codes on there, but I need you to use this code. It is POP. This is what I always say here, which is process over profit. You put that, you should be able to get 90% off on evaluations right now. Again, it's 90% off on evaluations. Make sure you read the rules. The rules are pretty clear, they are there. When you pay for the eval, the good thing about Apex, when you pay for your eval, they don't charge you the activation fee automatically. So, meaning 90% off for a 50K account might cost you like 34 bucks or 20 bucks depending on what type of account you pick. And if you blow that account, that means you out of 20 to 40 bucks. That's it. If you pass it, then you actually have to pay the activation fee. But with other platforms, and I use other platforms, right? I use other platforms. Not gonna name them now because I'm working on some partnership. Until that's done, not going to name them. But for those platforms, you pay for the activation fee. It's inclusive, even though they say, well, you don't pay for that. No, it's already part of the fee that you pay for the evaluation. So whether you pass the evaluation or not, you've already paid for it. So why not make sure you already pass the evaluation before you actually pay the additional money for the activation fee? That's the way I see it. All right. You guys pick whichever one is better for you because they have different rules. All right. So you choose whatever is best for you guys. And if you are interested in learning and have somebody help you to pass those evaluations, I do that all the time. I do have a program, a plan that I decide, a trading plan to help specifically passing those challenges. So shoot me an email, drop me a note and let me know. I'll be more than happy to accommodate you. If you're also trying to learn how to trade, even if you don't know anything about trading, let's say you don't even know what the stock market is, or you know somebody who doesn't even know what the stock market is, but they are interested in learning how to trade. This is something that I also do. I have a beginner friendly trading course and I do it live. It's not videos. You're not watching on demand videos. I do live trading so you get to ask questions. All right, guys. Enough. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for spending part of your evening with me. I appreciate it. You guys go take care. For those of you guys that are part of the community, I will be on the live on Teams right after this call. I will see you guys then. Everyone, take care. Have a good one. I will see you guys tomorrow. Lastly, I must say, guys, remember to be patient. Take your time. Follow the process. Process over profit. That's the key. And then I know today if you were greedy today, you made money. Okay, all right. Sue me. Like guys, today was one of those days. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. Today was one of those days that if you were greedy, you actually made money. But one day does not define the market. One day does not define the market. The market where it is right now for me is one of those things where it's like you get in, you get green, you get out. That principle still applies. Get in, get green, get out. You overstay your welcome. Maybe it worked today, but I want you to take a moment, go back over the past 2 weeks, the past month, the past 2 months, and see how many times if you were as greedy, if you did that today, if you were as greedy, how many times would it have worked out? One day is an anomaly, okay? So you don't want to take something that just happened one day and put that as part of your plan. Anyway, guys, just remember, get in, get green, get out. All right? Take care, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.